But do you see TradFi becoming a user of DeFi at some point?
Absolutely. We're already using the smart contract capability for many of our tokenized real-world assets.
Alrighty, everybody, what is going on? Welcome back to another CYPRX video banger. In today's video breakdown, this is going to be undeniable proof that banks like Citi are openly acknowledging that stablecoins will be the foundation for user-accessible yield, allowing everyday people to directly earn through smart contract systems, not just traditional savings accounts. We're going to be tapping into some perspectives from industry-leading experts from the Stellar Development Foundation in collaboration with Citi, a major financial institution. We'll be listening to some other industry-leading experts throughout this video breakdown. As always, bringing you all some of the realest information, showing you all that here at CYPRX, we are 100 steps ahead of the average retail investor. And this video breakdown is going to confirm why you all should take advantage of your education, start to learn how to generate yield on your digital assets, because these financial institutions, for a fact, are integrating this into their core banking infrastructure, and they all know it's coming, and they're telling you all directly to your face. So we are going to start here on today's video breakdown. This is a post that we made 8 months ago, and this is not to toot our own horn. This is just to show you guys that we put out valid information that institutions are talking about. So 8 months ago, I posted this video where it talks about USDC earn crazy returns on stablecoins, an in-depth video on how to build a stablecoin yield earning portfolio step by step. Now, if you want to watch this video breakdown, head over to the CYPRX YouTube, tap the yield playlist, and watch over 66 video breakdowns yield generation in the digital asset ecosystem. If you want to take your knowledge curve a step further, head over to CYPRXtrading.com and tap into our DeFi Wealth 28 Club University to learn how we are generating passive rewards utilizing our digital assets. All kinds of digital assets you all right now have the potential to earn passive rewards on, right? Now, showing you guys how ahead of the curve we are, let's listen to this industry-leading expert. This is the Chief Product Officer of the Stellar Development Foundation, Tom Weller. I've played this video breakdown for you guys before, but it is going to set the tone for today's video breakdown. Take a second and listen.
Yeah, I think, the more yield-bearing stablecoins we're going to see, the more competition there's going to be around, how much yield and how distributed to the users. And so I think this place where we're at right now, where there are a bunch of stable coins and functionally they're doing the exact same thing, I don't think that's going to stay for long. And, people are realizing, I made this equivalent for like a checking account earlier. If you're just holding dollars and not getting yield on them, you're effectively losing money, right? So if you want to be a participant in the on-chain economy, you want to have a way to park your money in a way that generates yield. Yield-bearing stable coins are the way to do that. And there's going to be a lot of competition with that space.
Yield-bearing stablecoins are the way to do that, to participate in this new financial system. So we're going to tap into this document from Citi in collaboration with many other industry-leading experts from April 2025, titled Digital Dollars, Banks and the Public Sector Driving Blockchain Adoption. Now, before we get into this document, I just want you all to listen to these people on stage, because again, we've played these video clips. So not only are we playing video clips from industry-leading experts proving this to be the case, but I'm going to show you guys documentation where they say this in their documents from large institutions. So anybody that denies that this is ongoing or happening, or that we have the opportunity to generate yield and passive rewards with our digital assets, block them, ignore them, and start to do research. Now is the opportune moment to take advantage of your education. I cannot stress enough. And here at CYPRX, we've been physically showing you guys, literally spoon feeding you all proof, no hopium, no hype, insights from people that are actually building out this new financial infrastructure.
And maybe, do you think that a lot of banks might just consider jumping into a liquidity pool and, providing some USDC if that's the most compliant stable coin out there to earn some money, especially if you're sitting on loads of bank deposits and there's a much higher interest rate that you could earn doing that?
No, 100%. I think what
brings me to my first kind of line of questions is, how do you believe that DeFi and TradFi will become each other's users in the coming years? How do you see that evolving? Ben, I'll start with you.
Sure. I have both personal and I think for the traditional in the bank sense, I'll start with the bank. Look, we're building on the shoulders of giants. A lot of the actual smart contract and other capabilities came from Web3, came from DeFi. Credit where credit's due. Thank you. I mean, this is things that we actually need to provide better customer experiences and new ones. I think that's where the opportunity is that we can take these concepts that have come from Web3 and make it work in a traditional banking setting. These could be anything from the primitives like identity to looking at how we can do decentralized identity, making that work for cross-border type scenarios in a trustworthy manner, and being able to make new programmability on existing real-world assets. That's the big opportunity. Personally, yeah, I use both the bank and I use my crypto and Bitcoin. I mean, I think that many of us are actually in both worlds already, unless you've gone full cypherpunk. And this is where I think we need to get to, is to take more of the ideas that are continually coming out of the public space in Web3 and make that work in regulated institutions.
But do you see TradFi becoming a user of DeFi at some point?
Absolutely. We're already using the smart contract capability for many of our tokenized real-world assets. HSBC has announced here in Hong Kong tokenized.
So I don't know what more proof people need to hear, but this is coming directly from an industry-leading expert from HSBC, Benjamin Chodroff. Hopefully I'm pronouncing his name correctly. And in the previous panel discussion, this is Ann Winston, the Director of Strategy at Wave Digital Assets, whom is a SEC-regulated entity, telling you guys that she believes that banks will utilize USTC and liquidity pools via smart contracts to generate yield. Now, let me show you guys documented proof from, again, a large financial institution. Let's jump back to that Citi document and let's thoroughly read through some interesting highlights. If you guys are enjoying today's video breakdown, do me a favor and smash that thumbs up button and subscribe. Always showing you all some of the realest information. No hopium, no hype. Just spreading awareness to get you guys to see why it is so important that you all start to pay attention on how to earn yield with your digital assets. So April 2025, digital dollars, banks and public sector drive blockchain adoption. Let's just go down and look at the authors. Let's thoroughly read through who is a contributor to this document. You can see Danielle Dixon, Stellar Development Foundation. That's going to play a role here in just a second. We have Raja I'm going to butcher that one. I'm so sorry. Raja, again, from the Stellar Development Foundation. So I thought that I'd throw that in there because I'm going to use a Stellar Development Foundation tweet here in just 1 second to wrap up today's video breakdown. But let's just go through and thoroughly look at the contents of this document. Some of the key takeaways here it mentions. Stablecoins pose some threat to traditional banking ecosystems via deposit substitution, but they are likely to offer banks and financial institutions opportunities for new services. That is a huge statement right there. If we continue, it says, digital finance already exists for consumers and institutional finance, including internet banking, but this is built on proprietary databases and centralized systems. We are now seeing the process of accelerating the integration of internet native technology, money, and use cases that are blockchain and digitally native. There's your confirmation right there that this is happening. They just told you that in their documents. And as we continue to scroll down to look for key terminology like yield generation, and this is from Matt Blumingfield, Global and US Digital Asset Lead at PwC, which is a major consulting firm. He talks about innovation and efficiency. Institutions must view stablecoins as an enabler for more agile product development that cannot be easily achieved today. This means providing an easier, more creative, or attractive medium to enhance traditional bank deposits in the form, for instance, of yield generation, programmability, and composability. That is a huge statement coming from an industry-leading expert at a major consulting firm. Then down here where it mentions opportunity, it says, banks could assist stablecoin issuers manage liquidity by monetizing idle cash and generate yield from overnight lending. Banks could provide liquidity to fintechs in the stablecoin network to access 24/7 settlements in liquid corridors. Banks could also use stablecoins as an infrastructure without having it on their balance sheet for optimizing payouts, especially in emerging markets or treasury balancing between traditional currencies. This is huge, right? This is specifically talking about yield generation. Last but not least, it says reallocation of a part of USD short-term liquidity helped by households and companies in the US and internationally into stablecoins to support cash management and payment operations due to the ease of use, 24/7 cross-border nature, and possibly a partial substitution for yield-bearing assets if allowed by regulations, which we all know regulations are firmly coming into place. Now let's head back over to the Stellar's X profile, and I want to show you all a post that they put out that goes to show that they know for a fact what is being built out behind the scenes. And they said here, Black Mirror episode, but it's a future where you are your own bank. Transfers cost pennies and your money travels with you. Oh, wait. And then I'm going to wrap up today's video breakdown by playing this perspective from another industry-leading expert at Xrp that goes on to tell you that these types of solutions are already being built out. Take a second and listen.
Our end game is to create this new category that I think is going to become a very frothy place. There's probably going to be dozens of players in this new category, which we're calling a DeFi bank, which is an end-to-end financial services solution, on-chain, self-custodial, that gives you all the services you would normally get from your traditional bank or neobank, like a Revolut or a Nubank or Chime or whatever you use, but 100% on-chain with structurally lower fees and higher rewards, because there's just higher rewards, higher yields available in DeFi than you would get in TradFi, and lets you pay your bills, get your payroll, do your taxes, everything in one place in a single, easy-to-use app, with none of the crypto nonsense that maybe users have come to expect, like seed phrases and hardware wallets and any of that. All of that complexity abstracted away in a great user interface that rivals anything else you find on the market.
And these things are coming. That's what you have to understand. So to wrap up this video breakdown, we have to completely be aware that we are entering into an era where a portion of our digital assets, especially digital assets like XLM, we will not have to sell, right? We'll be able to take that XLM, do things in the DeFi ecosystem with it to generate passive rewards. And any XLM that we do sell for profit in the future because price skyrockets and we want to pay ourselves, well, when we do that, when we take our profit, we can turn that profit into stable coins and we can generate passive rewards with that money, right? We can pay ourselves with our digital assets. And showing you all that we are way ahead of the curve, all this information that I just displayed to you guys is relatively recent, right? We got a document from April. That video breakdown of the gentleman I just displayed to you guys is literally from a couple of hours ago, 22 hours ago, that video was posted. All the other panel discussions that I played are and have been from within the last couple of months. And you can see that this video breakdown that we posted talking about our yield generation strategy with stable coins is from 8 months ago. So just to show you guys that we are here, not putting out hopium or hype. We're not trying to convince you guys of anything. I'm just simply here to show you all that this is happening. And if you want to partake in it, you want to further your education, then the CYPRX community is a trustworthy place in which you can do that. You can grow your education, your knowledge curve on how to start to generate yield with your digital assets. As always, many blessings to you guys. Be cognizant. Please be aware out there. Make sure that you all are paying attention to detail. If you want to tap in with our private community and what it is that we are exposing ourselves to in the digital asset and DeFi ecosystem, head over to CYPRXtrading.com, tap into the Wealth 28 Club, learn the DeFi University material, and understand how to generate yield and passive rewards with your digital assets. Even if you don't have the confidence right now to go out and do so because of the lack of regulatory clarity, that's fine. At least further your education. That is all that we ask here at CYPRX. With all of that in mind, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video breakdown.